Hey guys, how's it going today? 404 error here with my good friend Dreadnought 106.
Hey,
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Metro 2033, our impressions of the game, and kind of a little review, I guess you'd say.
really, we're just sort of talking about the game. I guess the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, 404?
Well, I'd say this game is a pretty consuming game. If you're playing on the PC, you're going to need a pretty high spec PC just to be able to play it on maximum graphics.
For example, our rig is going to be specified below if you want to check it out. However, our rig really we would recommend as the minimum for running it on higher settings. It ran ours okay on higher settings with fraps, so I would assume that it'd be okay. Anything above it, of course, would be a lot better.
Yeah, well, yeah. The thing I like about this game is the attention to detail on the graphics. It's like when you're playing the game, you can really see every little detail, every little speck of water dripping down these little pieces of wood in front of me.
The other really good thing about the game, of course, is really the actual gameplay itself. It's very fluid when you're not running into people, and of course, as you can see here, it has a very wide variety of things to talk about. I mean, just there was what they call ghosts on the game. They're essentially spirits which have been left behind from before the apocalypse. Here's another nifty feature of the game, which is a charger for your flashlight. Because you can't see these ghosts or silhouettes as such without the flashlight, and if you walk into them, they kind of cause you to go crazy.
Yeah, if you walk into them, you kind of have like little
Back attack.
Yeah, some kind of you have sometimes like little flashbacks too, and they're not the most enjoyable things really.
Yeah, the other thing which we will come up to later in the game is what's known as the anomaly, which is essentially like an almost spiritual being. I think is the best way of describing it.
Yeah, that was one of the things which I enjoyed seeing quite a lot out of this gameplay.
Yeah, they kind of lifted it from Stalker, which of course the anomaly then was like a radiation sort of pulse which gave you damage.
Yeah, it was like a sort of vortex kind of thing. Which would kind of suck you in and deal a lot of damage. And I guess they decided to change it, and they made it an actual moving entity instead.
As you can see, trying to shoot the rats. Just here, we're just going to show you a bit of what we mean by the graphics. As you can see, it is a very gory game, but as you can see, it's surprisingly realistic as well.
Yeah, I mean, you get everything. Like, when you get shot, the blood will splatter like against the walls behind you and stuff, and I mean, you might think that's like not big of a deal, but you play a lot of games nowadays, and they still don't have things like that little attention to detail.
Yeah, the other thing is the gameplay is very quick paced, as you will see in a minute. You literally have to keep an eye on your back the whole time, because these mutant creatures which inhabit the metro after the apocalypse and such, they do deal a lot of damage, and they move very quickly when we bother to open the door.
Yeah, right here I was kind of wondering what the hell was going on.
A bit hesitant,
the guy next to me says something as if he's actually going to open the door, but then he doesn't, so I go and realize I have to open the door. I look away for a second, and you see what happens. There, you got mutants jumping all over you. It's the good thing about this game. It reminds me a little bit of Fear.
Which of course is a PC game as well.
Yeah, if you've ever played Fear, it's a very dark game. Things jump out at you. There's a lot of ghosts too.
Yeah, you rely on your flashlight as well heavily, which you do on this game. I mean, charging your flashlight is essential. Yeah. You can't see without it. I believe we charge it here again. Yeah, what do you know? I was right.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep the flashlight charged, because, I mean, if you turn it off, Mutants could be all over you. You wouldn't realize until you're being attacked.
The other thing about the flashlight is you have to control your sort of levels of light as such, because the AI can spot you if the levels of light are high.
Yeah, it's you've got a little
sort of a compromise between being able to see and not being seen, if you like.
Yeah, if you look on my left wrist when I take the iron sights off, there's a little sort of watch there, and that red light is one of 3 indicators of
the light level. Such.
Yeah, it's sort of your visibility, how visible you are to the enemies.
Just in general. Green being you are essentially in twilight or darkness. Yellow being you are not visible at the moment. If you move, you are potentially visible, and red is just you are blatantly visible. This is an example of the anomaly. It will not hurt you if you are standing still, but I believe if you do move, which we didn't dare, of course, it will kill you. It's also useful against your enemies because of course they're running around everywhere. It kills them for you if you remain still. So it has its benefits.
Yeah, you can what you kind of say, use the environment to your advantage. The anomaly being a good advantage that you're going to see in a few minutes here.
Yeah, the other really good thing about this game, of course, that we love is the ambience. The lighting effects just make it so tense. It's like the most tense game we've played for a long time.
It's the... I mean, people will say, to a certain extent, that graphics don't matter too much. It's the gameplay of the game that matters, or the other way around. But it's the graphics in this game that
combined with the fluidity of the game
that it adds to the gameplay, because you've got the graphics being so realistic and
crisp.
Every little detail, and it adds that feeling like you're actually in the game too, and it's so quiet as well, and it's the sound as well, not just the graphics. The sound of this game is
genuinely very scary.
It's very good, and you can hear like distant echoes down this down the tunnel, and it's generally very haunting sounds.
I mean, 4 with me here, he genuinely jumped at the game earlier, which I found very amusing.
Yeah, because it was me in this gameplay, firing, shooting around, walking around. So you might notice earlier that I was going pretty slow, and that was genuinely I was pretty scared.
Yeah. The other good thing as well is this dude that we're with right now is so uber. It's quite unbelievable.
Yeah,
he kills everything.
The AI is really good. I mean,
as you can see, the actual creatures as such are adaptable. If it's just you, they do swarm all over you. We can't demonstrate that now. If there's 2 of you, you can see they sort of come a bit slower. As we said earlier, the anomaly is back, and if you notice down the metro tunnel, there are more enemies. However, the anomaly does takes care of it for us if you turn around.
Yeah, you're gonna see like
a host of dead bodies flung at us now.
You're gonna see these things fly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. They fly like ragdolls. They're all over the floor. That's thanks to the anomaly.
Well, we are nearing the end of our chapter now. Okay. We got an achievement. No, we are nearing the end of our chapter now, and we would seriously recommend this game to anybody. Not so good on the 360, of course, because of a few issues with graphics and physics.
Well, it's just, the 360 still has good graphics on this game. It's just you can't maximize it like the PC. I mean, it's the same with most games. It's just it's that feel that you have when playing this game on the PC is just, it's really something else.
Yeah. The other thing, just to wrap it up, is this is a very good game. However, it is very consuming. So, if you do buy it, please check your PC stats well before to make sure you can use it to its full potential. Because on the lower graphics settings, it is still very consuming. Unsurprisingly. Well, thanks for listening to us babble for 10 or
Yeah.
so minutes.
Don't forget to give the video a like and a comment, and if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. I mean, you know, the more subscribers I get, the more commentaries I'm going to be releasing, the more reviews I'm going to be releasing, and the more videos I'm going to be releasing in general. So,
Thanks for listening.
yeah, peace out.
We'll arrive at the cursed station soon. The monster's attacks have been unrelenting. Most people have abandoned the station. The unfortunate few who remain have nowhere else to go.